Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Remember yesterday when I showed you how to design this mug? Well, today I've got another mug for you to design. You don't need a cutting machine at all. You don't need a Cricut, a Silhouette, a scan and cut, none of that. You can just cut around this for your mug sublimation or your shirt sublimations and that kind of thing. So look up at my screen and I'll show you what we're going to do. Look at these two gals right here. I'm going to show you how to change their hair color. And as you can see, I've done a few others up here, how to change their skin tones, how to put some text in some of these speech bubbles, and just combine different elements together, especially like this one right here that's the mug. I found that mug in another area, and I made it so it looks like her little fingers are going around that and holding it, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's get designing for sublimation. Okay, to start with, I'll show you where I got the images that I used in my designs. For the mug, I got it from pixabay.com. It's a free site. Here's the image that I got. You simply come over here to free download and say download. It's maybe going to ask you if you're a robot or not, and then say download, and it downloaded it right down here. The next thing I did is I went to Creative Fabrica, and I'll have the link for you down below for this one. If you don't have a subscription to Creative Fabrica, I highly, highly recommend it. Get it for a month, grab as many things as you like, and if you want to, unsubscribe. But I've stayed subscribed because I find everything I need there, honestly. So anyway, I love this a lot. And to be truthful, I didn't even look for the teacup in Creative Fabrica. I'm sure I could have found one there, or coffee cup. But this is one I got, the Comic Style Pop Art Girls. Just say download that. And it says I've already downloaded this file, so I don't need to do it again. So here they are down here in my downloads. So the coffee cup is going to open up just fine. Oops, it doesn't even need to be unzipped. The Comic Style, the girls do need to be unzipped. So I'll double click on this, and that opens it in my Windows computer like this. Notice the word extract up here. I won't be able to use these things at all unless I extract them. So I'll say extract all, and I have it automatically set up to extract it into my downloads folder, and I have this box checked to show extracted files when complete. So I'll go ahead and extract that so you can see. But these are all the things that you're going to get in here. Check this out. Let's go to view, and I'm going to have it view large icons so you can see them well. So we'll start here at the backgrounds. Okay, let's check out these backgrounds you're going to get. I'll open up maybe one of them so you can see. There's a fun background, right? And these are different colors of the same, and then there's this polka dotty one, blue. And this one, lots of fun stuff that you'll be able to use for many, many different things that you're going to make. So that's the background. Go back up. The glasses, they have several kinds of glasses that you can use. And I think I'm going to make my own glasses, to be honest with you. But I did use this on the girl, one of the girls. Okay. And let's go back up, see what else. There's the hands. Notice the hand that I used was this one right here. This would be really cute. It reminds me of that. I got one hand in my pocket and the other one giving a peace sign, if you know that song. Anyway, let's go back. Hands, miscellaneous. All kinds of things in here for fun to use. Lipstick's cute. Okay, let's go back. Here are the girls, and these are the hair colors that you get, but I'm going to teach you how to make different colors of hair and to change her skin tone, right? Let's look at one close. There she is. Okay. All right, and we'll go up. Here's some more things that you can use, some pop words. Boom! Remember that from cartoons a long time ago. Love elements. Since I have a subscription, I'm not exactly sure how much this bundle costs. But like I said, if you have the subscription, you can get it for free as well. Okay, so let's go back to Silhouette, and I'm going to bring in some of these items, and let's get started with this. Okay, here we are in Silhouette, and I'm going to go ahead and open up a new page. So let's go up here to this plus sign and just open that. And I'm going to use my portrait machine and letter size paper, blah, blah, because it doesn't need to be any bigger than that because I'm making a mug again. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File and Merge. And I'm going to merge in those things that I extracted. So I'm going to go to Downloads, and there's the mug, so I'll bring that in first. I'll merge that in. Comes in big. We know that happens all the time, but that's good because that means when I reduce the size of it, it'll still be really, really sharp and clear. So I am going to go ahead and click on this, and I'll come up here and lock the lock, and I'll make that about 5 inches to start with. Okay, like I said, I was going to do Silhouette first, but I'm actually not going to do Silhouette first because I'm going to show you something else that you may not be aware of. Let's go back to here, and I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to go to remove.bg. Remove.bg. See it up here? So what that's going to do is going to remove the background beautifully from that mug. Now I could work with doing that with the eraser tool and that kind of thing in Silhouette, but this will do it automatically and beautifully. So I'm just going to upload an image. There's my image I'm going to upload and say open, and it's working, and look at that, automatically just like that. So I'm going to download it, and now I'm going to open that one in Silhouette. So I'm going to go to File and Merge, and you'll be able to see the difference now, and open this one. So look how beautifully that just took that whole background away from that one, right? I mean, it's really super duper. So I'm going to delete this one. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File and Merge, and I'm going to bring in a few of the girls. So let's start with them, Pop Art girls. I guess I'll bring this girl in. And she's really, really big, as you can see. So I'm going to click on her and maybe make her like 5 inches. I have the lock, so it stays proportionate. Hit enter on my keyboard. Where did she go? I don't know, but I don't want to chase around looking for her. So I can just come up here because she's still selected. I can click on this button that says Center to Page, and there she is. So let's see. Let's just work with this one girl here, and I can show you how I went ahead and first I'm going to go ahead and hold on my Alt key and drag another one over to duplicate her. I could have right-clicked on her and said duplicate as well. So now I have 3 of them. All right, so we have these 2 girls, and I'm going to move this one out of the way. We'll start working with her first. I'm going to give her her little arm. So I'm going to go to File and Merge, and up, and Hands. And I'll do the same one, the A-OK one, but I'm going to make her holding something. Comes in huge also. So I'm going to make sure I click on it first to select it. Lock the lock if it's not, and I'll make this a 5 just to sample to see how it works and bring it to the page. Okay, that's a little bit too big for her, so I'm going to size it down to where I think it should be. Here we go, maybe a tiny bit bigger. Okay, that looks pretty good. I wonder if I should do this. You know, that's a thought. I might want to do it like that. All right. So if I'm going to do it like this, what I'd probably want to do is go ahead. You know what I think I did first? I think I might rather get her out of the way and bring this mug over and work on it. So how big do we want this mug to be? Certainly not that big. So, but we want it to be kind of big, maybe not that small. How about like that, just so it's really visible. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to right click on the mug and say bring it to the front. So obviously that's not what we want. So let's see, what am I going to do? I think what I'll do is I'll cut out this part of the mug and I'll show you. So let's see if we like that. So I'm going to come up here to this tool that I say looks like a bug, and then you can just draw a box around stuff and it zooms right into the area that you want. So I'm going to come over here to the knife tool and I'm going to uncheck auto apply. And I want it to be not straight, but poly. Okay. So it's the knife tool, outline, poly, and uncheck auto apply. So I'm going to start here first and just go through here and just click, 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 and double click to end it. And if I'm happy with what I've done, I can say apply. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with this part. I'm going to go to the knife, outline, poly, auto apply unchecked, and do it right up here. And I'm going to purposely go down into here so I can show you a trick. Oh, now I have to apply that. So now what I can do is I can grab this away. All right, so notice that doesn't look terrific because of all this weirdness around there, right? But here's the thing, this is what you can do. You can double click on these and that brings up these little things called points or nodes, and you can shove that in like that. And I can click on this one and simply delete it. Notice what that's doing. I'm deleting. I'm hitting these. When they turn white, they're active. That means I can delete them. Okay, it's getting better. Let's delete that one once. Okay, but I'm still not satisfied with this at all. So let's delete all these little nodes. I'm just hitting delete on my keyboard. Okay, and now I want to go ahead and fix this. When I double click on it, I get the nodes or the points, and I can also come up here on the upper left hand corner and you'll notice it says edit points. So I'm going to double click on this thing now and bring it down so it's right where I want it to be. If there's not a node when you double click, you can add one. See how I added that? I can add one here by clicking there, and I added one, and I can pull this down. Pull this down, and see how I'm just basically fixing this whole thing so it looks like I did a perfect job with that knife tool. Okay, and this will be something that you'll want to practice with the nodes. Now notice right here I see this little jaggedy thing, this little jog. You know, you don't need to worry about that at all, but if you don't like it, you can take this node right here, click on it to highlight it, and delete it. Okay, and right here we have a little bit of weirdness. I actually can take these can take these handles to smooth things out like that. I'm going to delete this. Just working my way through here, seeing what needs to be deleted or adjusted. And, you know, it's going to be pretty small, so you won't see a whole lot of this action that I'm working on. So let's check out this part down here. It's a mess also. Easy to fix though. We can double click on this piece right here first. Look at these nodes right here. There's a bunch of them right there. Okay, right here. I can start clicking on some of these, turn them white, that means they're active, and hit delete on my keyboard. Now it went way back here, the white one, and I don't want to delete that one. So I'm going to come back here and delete this one, and maybe this one right here to straighten that out a little bit. Could probably straighten it a little bit more. There we go. Okay, let's look up here. And up here it needs to be fixed a bit too, so I'm going to click, and there's no node there, but I clicked and I made one. Did you see that? You just have to click. Now if I pull too far, I'm getting out of the black line, so I only want to get it so it's nice where the black line is. Okay. All right. So now what am I going to do? There's this big space right here. I'm going to take the blue and double click on it to get nodes, and then I can simply drag those up until they touch the black. Come back to this corner and do the same thing here. And if I want to, I can click right here and add a node, so I can pull that up. Pull that up a little bit. Okay, let's zoom out and see what this looks like now. Okay, that looks pretty good. Pretty weird way to hold your mug, though. I probably should have done the pointer finger on top and the thumb underneath, but for now, you get the idea on how to do this kind of thing. So I'm going to group this. I think maybe I should have changed the angle of the mug, because if I change the angle of the mug now, look what's going to happen. I can't fit it in there anymore. Dang. So let me undo that and leave the angle of the mug the way it was. So if you want to change the angle of your mug, do it first. Now I'm going to group these, and I'm going to scroll out. And I can simply delete this piece of the mug because I don't need it. So let's bring her back and see how's this going to look. Okay, yeah, I think I really wish I would have done her fingers the opposite way and had her pointer on top and her thumb underneath. Well, let's see. I think I can go ahead and do that really quickly for you. So I'm going to go ahead and ungroup this, take her hand off. So I'm just going to go ahead and file and merge in that mug again. Zoom out. It's going to be huge, remember. So I'm going to resize it down. I can just do that by holding this. And I'll make it about maybe that size. Is that about the same? That's a little bigger. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to put her pointer finger on top, okay? So to do that, and I'm going to rotate my mug a little bit, okay? So to put her pointer finger on top now, all I have to do is the same thing I just done a moment ago. I'll go way in, and what I want to do is get rid of this part of the handle, okay? So we're going to get the knife tool, solid, outline, poly, auto apply unchecked, and I'm just going to simply go like this and apply. Then I'll do the same thing again with the knife tool, making sure the settings are just the same. Go like this and apply. I can take this out. Again, we have this space where we need to fix. So I can fix the blue first, just by dragging these things down. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to zoom out and make sure it looks okay. So let's see, which hand do we like better? Whoops. Here's the first, and here's the second. Yeah, whoopsie. I think the second one is better because it looks more like she could control that mug. So let's group that together. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this one so we don't have too much open on the screen. All right, so I'm going to scroll out a little bit more, bring this hand over. I'm going to hang it down just a little bit because I'm going to cut the bottom off right now. So I'm going to get my knife tool, and I'm just going to do straight this time. Hold down my shift key so it's definitely straight, and just go right across here. Double click at the end. If I don't see how to apply it anymore, if I come back down here and click on the thing I've drawn with the knife tool, notice that the things come back that you can do with that particular tool. I'm going to apply it, and what that's going to allow me to do is just get rid of this part here that was hanging down. So now I'm going to group her. All right, so she's the one who's spilling the tea. And so I'll just show you quickly how easy it is to change one of these with their colors or their hair or whatever, or something like that. Now notice that you do get different hair color ones in the kit, but I'm going to show you how to change it if you want a little different color than what you're given. Okay, I decided to use a different girl for when I go to change her hair color, so it would be like the one that I had in the example here. So the first thing I would do is go ahead and hit down Alt on my keyboard to make a duplicate, or right click and make a duplicate. And I think I'll make another one, right click and duplicate again, just so I have a couple of them over here in case I make a mistake. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trace her. So I'm going to come up here to the trace panel on the upper right hand corner and say select the trace area. Now if I was using the business edition, that's a one-time fee, and I have links for it down below for you, you would be able to trace by color and it would be a lot easier. However, you can still do it with this free version. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this, and I'm going to take my threshold down a little bit just to see what's going to happen. I'm not sure. I'm going to check this out. I'm going to say trace and detach, and I want to see if I get all of her hair. So I put the threshold down to 23. Okay, that worked out really well. Except for that, I got a lot of her skin also. So I'm going to take it down even further. Let's see what happens. Trace and detach. Okay, that time I lost some of her hair, so try one more time. Go back. And so I'm going to open this trace again, trace panel, and make it up a little bit higher. And say trace and detach. Okay. So we have basically what we had at the beginning, but that's fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to zoom way in on this so I can delete out all of the things that are not her hair. So I'm going to use my little bug tool, this little thing that magnifies way in, and I'm going to get the eraser tool and just start erasing these things here. And I don't believe I have the newest version of this software, and it might be that if I did, I could make a smaller eraser. I'm not sure about that though. So I'm doing a pretty good job. Remember, I'm pausing every once in a while, meaning I'm lifting up my pointer finger on my mouse so that it will release the eraser, so that if I make a really bad mistake like that, if I hit Control Z to undo or go up here to undo, it's just going to undo a little bit, not back to the very beginning of where I started using the eraser tool. So I'm just erasing some of that stuff out. Okay. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is just come up here to the left and get the edit points, or I could have double clicked and gotten the points. I can also come over here to simplify, and that gets rid of some of the points. So I don't have as many to work with. So what I'm going to do now is, like I had done before, just go ahead and push this skin tone in like that. Okay, I'm going to stop right here for a second and see how this is going to work. So I'm going to scroll out a little bit. And I'm going to bring it over top of this one to see if I'm going to be able to see through. I'm going to right click and bring it to the top. And I think I'll make her more transparent. To do that, I come over here to this paint palette up here on the upper right hand corner. With this selected, I can change the transparency and make her kind of light colored so I can see just what I'm getting. And I'll scroll in with the bug so you can see well and see how this is going to go. Okay, that looks pretty good except for this little boop right here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess that is the way it is. Let's see if I scroll way in what I can do. I think there's, there we go. There's some hair that goes right through there like that. Okay, that's probably better. Let's fit this on top. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change her transparency back to what it was. So I come back up here to this little paint palette and turn off the transparency. And with this one here selected now, this is the one I'm going to change the color of. So to change the color of this hair, an easy way to do that is to come up here to this little area that looks like a half moon. If you hover over it, it says open the image effects panel. I'm going to open that. I'm going to come to the second icon in. And when I click on that, notice the word here says hue. And then I'm going to use this slider here and just change this. So notice what's happening with the hair. I'm able to change the color a little bit. Not a whole lot though, because it's so dark. Let's try another button. Let's try this one and see what happens. If we add more red to it, look at that. If we add more green, all different kind of colors. Yellow, red, blue. I mean, I'm just going to make it purple, I guess. Yeah, I'll make it purple like that. Okay, so now all I have to do is scroll out a little bit and bring this down here and put it right on top of here. Looks great. Okay, the other thing that I did do was I changed her skin tone, as you noticed. So I'm going to take this off of here now. And I'm just going to see what happens if I come up here again to the second button over in the image effects. So if I change that, okay, we're getting some weird colors in there with the hue. I don't think that's what we want. Let's see. This is sepia. Makes it look kind of weird. This changes it to a different color. So you can just play with this how you like it. And one of the things I like to do actually was to use a variety of these together. So like I can apply this, and then after I've applied that, I can come up here to the sepia maybe and see what I get when I change that. Maybe I like it more like that. Okay. So you can do that however you like. Again, your preference, you know, what skin tone color you want. Of course, we can put her purple hair back up on here. And we can change her outfit if we want. I'm not sure if I like the color that I've made that skin tone. I think it looks better with the black hair. So let's make her have a different, let's make this hair different. And so let's go back to that one. Maybe I want her to have blue hair. That would go good with the dress color that she has right now. Maybe I'll leave her like that. That looks good. That's fine. All right, just so you get the idea of all these things over here that you can play with. So let's just group her together and then bring this girl back over here. These are the two friends, right? This one's spilling the tea. I think I had sunglasses on her, but maybe I'll put the sunglasses on her to hide her a little bit. So we'll go to File and Merge, and I'll go up to the glasses. And I don't know if I like these heart ones or not. I'll try and see what I think. Gotta make them really a lot smaller. Okay, don't know if I like those. Wonder what would happen if I change these colors. Gotta click on it to select it. I can change these too just by doing this. Isn't that cool? I think I'll leave them like that. Yeah, those are cute. All right. Maybe she wants to wear glasses as well, so let's get her some glasses. File and merge. I'll put the black ones on her. Here we go. Cute. Aren't they cute? I love them. So cute. So she's spilling the tea. So let's get rid of this. I don't need it any longer. And let's go ahead and bring in a background because I think I'd done that before. Let's see, file, merge, get a background. Any one of these that I like. I mean, I didn't try these yet. I wonder what these are like. They're probably way too busy also. So I'll open that one. Comes in huge. I'll click and make it like 7. Just a random number. Don't know where it is. Click here. There it is. What if I put that behind them? Send it to the back. Okay, that's really busy as well. However, there's lots of things that I could do. I could cut a heart out of this like I showed you guys the other day. I could change this backing so it's not so bright. Coming up here and clicking on this paint palette and changing the transparency of it to make it just kind of lightly in the background. I could use those sliders again if I wanted to see what else I could come up with. Changing the hue, and I mean, you can really just come up with all kind of designs that you like. So that was the original, and I kind of like it like that. Let's see, what if we change the brightness? Oh, you know what though, you guys? If you want to go to something else after you've done something, you have to apply it first. So I've got to click on this to select it. Then I've got to apply this. If I like it like that, I have to apply before I can go to something else and continue messing with it. Like, that's kind of cool. You know what's really nice about this background too is I bet you could do this the whole way around one of those tumblers instead of just doing it on a mug. Let's see. Anyway, I'm going to cut off some of the top of this using the knife tool because I don't want it that tall. So I'm going to make sure that I have outline straight. Auto apply is off. And the reason why I always have auto apply off, and by the way, if you hold your shift key down when you're dragging across, it'll go totally straight. See, I could make it go any way I want right now. As soon as I hold down my shift key though, all it will do is go straight across. And the reason why I don't like auto apply on is, let's say I accidentally put this down and I got it over top of some of their hair. I can still move this. If it was on auto apply, as soon as I went the whole way across, it would be applied and I would be out of luck. So I can take that off like that if I like. And this is cute. I really like this. I'm going to cut off the sides a little bit too, I think. So I'm going to hold down my shift so I get a nice straight cut down. And now I'm going to apply and cut off. And maybe I should take this piece so I can cut off about the same amount on this side. So I'm just going to line it up with this a little bit. Shift, drag down, apply, delete and delete. Okay, so that's what I have. Oh, but guess what? I forgot my speech bubbles, right? So let's go to File and Merge and up. Speech bubbles. I think I used this one for the first girl. Huge. I'm going to make it 3 inches, and I'm going to hit a line to the center of the page. There it is. Okay. And you can use any font you want to. I'll just do this quickly with something that comes up. Spilling the tea. dot, dot, dot. All right, let me move that off of here now so it'll be easier to manipulate it. And the first thing I'm going to do is come over to the text tool, and I'm going to make it so it's center aligned like that. The next thing I'm going to do is click on it, and I'm going to make it so the line spacing is smaller. And what I could also do is change the font if I want to, but I guess I'll just leave this like this for now and see how I like it. Make it small. Oh, I love this geodot one. Spilling the tea. And the other girl says no cap, which means no lie. So I think I'll just do the same yellow one. So I'm going to hit Alt and drag this one over. And I probably should grab this and the yellow. Whoops, I just duplicated again. I'm going to group this. Okay, so again, hers says no cap, which means no lie. So I'm going to just come over here to this. Come here. No cap. C-A-P. A-P. All right. And so again, I'm going to use the same font. And so I can just roll up here and it shows me the ones I've most recently used. There we go. Perfect. I love it. Okay, so that's all there is to this. Now I'm going to group all of this together. And if you're going to be using this for sublimation, of course, you must go ahead and mirror this. But before I do, I better resize this so it's going to fit on my mug. Now, you remember if you watched yesterday's video, I showed you how to measure the mug to know what size you can use this. And I discovered for my mug, I wanted the width to be about 4, and I'll hit enter. Which should make, oh, perfect, which should make my height about 3.5. But since there's not a lot of extra space on this like yesterday's, I am going to make it a little bit smaller. So now I need to right click on this and say flip horizontally. I do not need to use cutting lines or registration marks because I'm just going to cut this with scissors. I don't need to do anything else. I think I'll take these girls too. Oh, and I did this totally different. Look at the backing I put on this one. I love it. And I changed the color of her mug. I changed these stars a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of these, I think. I'll make this one a lot smaller so it will also fit on a mug. So that's all there is to it. Now, I need to right click and flip this one horizontally. Okay, I'm going to go print these and I'll be back. Okay, here it is printed. Recall you don't need any kind of a machine, a cutting machine. You can just use scissors. I like to use a ruler and an X-Acto knife. So I have a nice straight edge on the bottom and the top so that when I go to put this on my mug, it will work perfectly straight. Okay, here's one of the finished mugs. I can't hold this side because it's very hot, but look how cute that turned out. I love it. So now I'm going to do the other one. Thanks a lot for joining me, you guys. If you would like to get the free software that I'm using, I have a link for it down below for you, as well as the links to the images. I appreciate it when you use my links, because if it is something that you purchase, I do get a tiny commission. But of course, the software is free. So anyway, thanks again. See you soon. Bye.